Dear ladies and gentlemen, in a world that never stops speaking, the greatest power belongs to those who know when to be silent. Silence is not weakness, it is not the absence of sound, it is the presence of focus. When you build your life in silence, you are shaping your destiny in a place where distractions cannot reach you. Silence is not merely the absence of sound, it is the presence of immense strength. Awareness and mastery. In today's world where everyone is in a rush to be seen, to be heard, to be recognized, silence becomes a rare form of power. It is in silence that the greatest warriors, thinkers, and creators of history have forged their strength. Because when you are silent, you begin to hear what truly matters, not the noise of the world, but the whisper of your own soul. When you remain silent, you are not ignoring life, you are learning to listen to it more deeply. Every distraction, every opinion, every unnecessary word can drain your energy. But in silence, your energy gathers, it focuses, it becomes a weapon of creation. You start to see things others overlook. You begin to feel the rhythm of your own growth. This is where self-control is born, in moments where you choose not to react, not to explain, and not to prove anything to anyone. People often mistake silence for weakness because they do not understand its language. They believe that only loud voices carry power. Yet, the strongest storms often begin in silence. The seed does not announce itself before breaking through the ground. The warrior does not boast before battle. The master does not shout. He moves with calm, deliberate intention. This is the strength of silence. It holds unshakable confidence, not the need for validation. When you build your life in silence, you detach yourself from the chaos of competition and comparison. You no longer measure your progress against the noise of others. Instead, you move inward, refining your craft, mastering your emotions, and building a foundation so strong that no outside force can shake it. In this stillness, clarity arises. You begin to know exactly who you are and where you are going. True silence is not emptiness. It is fullness, full of understanding, patience, and discipline. It is the art of being present, of conserving your power, of waiting for the right moment to act. While others waste time speaking about what they will do, you are already doing it, quietly, consistently, with purpose. And when the time is right, when your work is complete, and your results speak for themselves, people will wonder how you did it. They will not have seen the hours of stillness, the long nights of reflection, or the countless moments of silent struggle. But you will know, it was your silence that built everything. It was your quiet strength that turned discipline into destiny. Protecting your dreams is one of the most sacred responsibilities you have in this life. Every dream is like a seed, fragile at first, easily crushed if exposed too soon. When you plant a seed, you do not dig it up every day to show others. You let it grow in silence, protected beneath the soil, nourished by your care and patience. In the same way, your dreams need the darkness of privacy before they can face the light of success. When you speak too early about your vision, you invite energies that may not align with it, doubts, jealousy, criticism, or disbelief. Many people will not understand your purpose because they cannot see what you see. Some will project their fears onto your goals, telling you what cannot be done, convincing you to stop before you even begin. The more you explain your dream, the more power you give away to those who do not carry your passion. Protecting your dream means understanding that not everyone deserves access to your inner world. There is great wisdom in silence because silence guards what words can destroy. When you talk too much about your goals, you trick your mind into feeling as if progress has already been made. The satisfaction of being admired for your intentions replaces the hunger to act. But when you remain quiet, the fire stays alive. It burns within you, pushing you to work harder, to move in secret, to let your progress remain unseen until it can no longer be hidden. People often seek validation as a form of comfort, hoping that others will approve of their ambitions. But true dreamers know that validation is not nourishment, it is distraction. Your dream does not need applause to grow, it needs commitment, discipline, and faith. Every hour you spend justifying your vision to others is an hour taken away from bringing it to life. The strongest dreams are protected not with words, but with action. In protecting your dream, you are not being secretive out of fear, you are being wise out of understanding. You recognize that energy flows where attention goes. When you speak less about your plans, you conserve that energy and direct it fully toward execution. You are not influenced by the opinions of others because your focus is rooted in your own clarity. You learn to trust the process and let your actions unfold naturally without interference from the noise outside. There is power in being underestimated. When people do not know your moves, they cannot interfere with them. When they cannot predict your steps, they cannot block your path. Working in silence makes you unpredictable, unshakable, and untouchable. It keeps your intentions pure and your purpose alive. Protecting your dream also means guarding it from your own doubts. When challenges arise, you may feel the urge to seek reassurance, but the path of mastery is built on inner faith, not external approval. Each time you hold your silence, you train your spirit to rely on its own strength. You begin to trust that your vision is enough, that even if no one else believes in it, your belief is sufficient to make it real. And so the wise do not announce what they are building. They let their work evolve quietly until it becomes undeniable. They understand that the world does not need to see every step. It only needs to witness the result. That is the beauty of protecting your dream. When the time comes, your success will speak for itself, and your silence will have been the loudest sound of all. Action is the purest form of truth. In a world overflowing with noise, promises, and endless talk, action becomes a sacred language understood only by those who are serious about growth. Words can inspire, but without action, they are empty echoes that fade into the background of forgotten intentions. It is action, quiet, consistent, relentless action, that transforms dreams into reality. When you choose to act rather than speak, you shift your energy from illusion to creation. Talking about what you will do can create a false sense of progress. It feels satisfying, it feels productive, but it is deceptive. The mind receives praise for intentions that have not yet been realized. But when you act silently, without the need for recognition, you turn that potential into something real. Each small step becomes a brick laid in the foundation of your destiny. Those who achieve greatness rarely waste time explaining their plans. They understand that the more energy you spend describing your journey, the less energy remains for the journey itself. Action requires focus, discipline, and inner peace, qualities that can only grow in silence. Every great achievement you see today began with countless unseen actions, early mornings, long nights, failures, corrections, and persistence that no one applauded. When you act instead of talking, you become the architect of your life. You stop depending on motivation and start building momentum. Motivation is temporary. Action creates motion that sustains itself. Each time you take a step forward, no matter how small, you reinforce your belief in yourself. That belief becomes strength, and that strength turns into mastery. Many people spend their lives waiting for the right time, waiting for permission, waiting for someone to notice their potential. But the truth is, no one is coming to save you. The right time will never arrive. You must begin where you are, with what you have, and let action guide you toward clarity. The first step is always the hardest because it demands courage. The courage to move without guarantees, without applause, and without certainty. Action has a power that talking can never possess. When you take action, the universe responds. Opportunities begin to appear, connections form, doors open, not because you spoke about your dream, but because you dared to live it. Every movement, every effort, every decision adds weight to your vision. Over time, what once felt impossible begins to take shape, and the world starts to notice what you have quietly been building all along. True strength is revealed not in what you say you will do, but in what you continue doing when no one is watching. It is easy to talk about goals when the world is listening, but true warriors act in silence, guided by discipline rather than attention. They do not need to announce their sacrifices or their struggles. Their focus is inward, not outward. They understand that the satisfaction of progress is far greater than the temporary pleasure of being noticed. Each time you replace words with action, you take back your power. You no longer rely on others to validate your path. You no longer waste time proving your worth. Instead, you build it quietly, consistently, and with unwavering intent. You become unstoppable, not because you shouted the loudest, but because you moved with the deepest conviction. Let your work speak for you. Let your progress tell your story. When your results begin to show, you will not have to convince anyone of your worth. Your actions will have already done it. The world respects results more than explanations. So keep working in silence. Let your consistency become your message, and let your success make the noise that your words never needed to make. Inner discipline is the bridge between intention and achievement, the invisible force that separates those who dream from those who do. It is born in the quiet moments when no one is watching, when the applause has faded, and the only voice left to guide you is your own. Discipline is not about punishment or restriction. It is about freedom, the freedom to direct your energy, control your emotions, and stay loyal to your purpose even when the world tempts you to give up. True growth happens in solitude. When you are alone, there are no distractions, no expectations, and no audience to please. It is in this space that you meet yourself, not the version that the world sees, but the one that struggles, learns, and perseveres. Discipline is forged in this silence. It is the choice to keep going when the excitement disappears. It is waking up when your body wants to rest, training when your mind wants comfort, and believing when your spirit feels weak. The path of mastery is not built on intensity, it is built on consistency. Anyone can be disciplined for a day, a week, or a month. But true inner discipline means showing up every single day, whether you feel like it or not. It means doing the work quietly, without the need for reward or recognition. You begin to understand that real success is not the result of big moments. It is the outcome of small, repetitive actions done with intention over time. When you cultivate discipline, you stop depending on motivation. Motivation is fleeting, it rises and falls with emotion. Discipline, however, is stable, it anchors you in purpose. when everything else feels uncertain. It reminds you that the work you do today, even if unnoticed, is shaping the person you are becoming. It turns chaos into clarity, distractions into focus, and procrastination into progress. Inner discipline is not something you are born with. It is something you build day after day, decision after decision. Every time you resist an impulse, every time you choose focus over comfort, you strengthen it. You start to gain control over your thoughts, your habits, and your emotions. Instead of reacting to life, you begin to respond to it with awareness. You realize that mastery over the self is the highest form of power. The disciplined mind does not crave recognition. It finds satisfaction in the process. It knows that success is not defined by external achievements, but by internal alignment, by doing what must be done even when no one else understands why. Discipline teaches you patience. It reminds you that progress is often invisible before it becomes undeniable. There are days when results seem far away, when effort feels unrewarded, but that is precisely when discipline must lead the way. When you live with discipline, you learn to silence the noise of excuses. You stop waiting for the right moment, because you understand that every moment can be made right through commitment. You stop being controlled by moods or emotions, because you know that purpose is greater than feeling. You act not because you feel inspired, but because you have chosen to be consistent. This kind of inner discipline transforms not only what you do, but who you are. It makes you calm in chaos, focused amid distractions, and determined in adversity. You start to see life differently. Challenges become teachers, discomfort becomes strength, and failure becomes feedback. You no longer chase perfection, you chase progress, and with each step, your mind becomes sharper, your spirit becomes stronger, and your path becomes clearer. Those who master inner discipline become unshakable. They do not need to announce their strength. It radiates quietly through every action, every word, and every choice. They understand that true success is not about doing extraordinary things once. It is about doing ordinary things extraordinarily well, every single day. Inner discipline is the art of aligning your actions with your purpose, your mind with your heart, and your habits with your destiny. It is the silent force that turns vision into reality and potential into greatness. Unstoppable peace is not found in the absence of chaos. It is found in the ability to remain calm within it. It is a state of being where external noise no longer disturbs your inner harmony, where you move with purpose, not panic, and where your actions are guided by clarity instead of fear. This peace does not mean you are free from struggle. It means struggle no longer controls you. It is the quiet confidence of a person who knows who they are, what they want, and why they walk their path. When you live in a world full of distractions, competition, and judgment, peace becomes your most powerful shield. Others may rush, compare, or criticize, but you remain centered. This stillness within is not weakness, it is mastery. Because the one who controls their inner world cannot be defeated by the outer one. When your mind is calm, your decisions become sharper. When your emotions are stable, your actions become stronger. You stop reacting to life, and you start responding to it with wisdom and patience. True peace comes from acceptance, accepting that not everything can be controlled, that not every situation deserves your reaction, and that not every person's opinion deserves your energy. When you stop fighting what you cannot change, you free yourself from unnecessary suffering. You learn that peace is not something you find. It is something you create, moment by moment, through awareness and understanding. An unstoppable person is not someone who never feels pain, doubt, or fear. It is someone who learns to move forward despite them. Peace allows you to see challenges as lessons, not threats. It gives you the strength to keep walking, even when the road becomes uncertain. You begin to realize that life does not get easier, you get stronger. And that strength is born from your calmness, your patience, and your ability to trust the process even when it is slow or unclear. When you build your life in silence, peace becomes your companion. You stop needing to prove yourself to others because your focus is on progress, not praise. You stop arguing with people who misunderstand you because you understand that peace is more valuable than being right. You start valuing your mental space more than external validation. In this state, nothing can truly disturb you because your stability no longer depends on what happens outside of you. This kind of peace makes you unstoppable because it removes the emotional chains that hold most people back. Anger, envy, and fear are distractions that drain energy, but peace keeps your energy pure, steady, and focused. It gives you endurance when others burn out, vision when others are blinded by stress, and balance when others are thrown off by chaos. The peaceful person moves slowly, but powerfully. They do not rush, yet they never stop. Peace also brings clarity. When your mind is calm, you can see opportunities others miss. You can hear the quiet voice of intuition guiding you in the right direction. You no longer make decisions based on pressure or panic. You make them from wisdom and awareness. Every step you take is deliberate. Every action is infused with meaning. You start to live with intention instead of reaction. No one can stop a person who is at peace with themselves. You can challenge their plans, but not their patience. You can delay their progress, but not destroy their focus. They are not moved by opinions, not broken by failure, and not distracted by noise. Their calmness is their armor. Their stillness is their strength. They do not need to shout to be powerful. Their presence itself commands respect. Unstoppable peace is the highest form of strength. It cannot be taken, it cannot be imitated, and it cannot be forced. It comes from knowing that everything in life has its timing, that every setback carries wisdom, and that no storm lasts forever. When you reach this level of understanding, you move through life with quiet confidence. You are no longer chasing control. You are flowing with purpose. This peace gives you freedom, the freedom to act without fear, to fail without shame, and to rise without anger. You begin to live beyond competition, beyond comparison, beyond chaos. You realize that real power is not in dominating others, but in mastering yourself. And when you have mastered yourself, nothing outside of you has the power to stop you. That is unstoppable peace, the calm fire within that keeps burning. No matter how strong the winds around you may blow,